Hey, it's LSFT here today, and today I'm here to talk about the myths of hybrid vehicles. The reason why I'm doing this video is because over the weekend I went out with a bunch of my high school friends and we talked about cars, and a friend of mine, her car's lease is coming up soon and she was debating on buying back the vehicle or change to a BEV. She totally ruled out hybrids because she actually said that she mostly drives on highway and she will not be able to save money in comparison to her current gas-only vehicle. With that in mind, I was thinking that why would someone have that type of a concept? Hybrids are more efficient in city driving, but it doesn't mean that they are bad with fuel on highway. So that is why I have an idea of this video. So let's go and start looking at what are the myths and what do they all mean. Myth number 1, underpowered. I think this myth was started because of the Prius. We all know that the Prius is designed for efficiency and the nameplate has always been on the top of the most efficient vehicles you can buy. However, the downside is that it's slow. Looking at the charts by an organization who actually tests vehicles 0 to 60, the 2001 Prius 260 gets 12.4 seconds, and that is slow for most people. You can see that over time this has improved, like the 2004 gets 10 seconds, but even like the 2022 Prius Prime plug-in hybrid gets 10.3. So definitely Toyota has made the vehicle for efficiency and not performance. And that is why a lot of people understand that hybrids are slow and it's needed for efficiency. But then when you turn the tables around and you look at fast hybrids, one example is the Acura NSX. It gets from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. There's 600 horsepower and it returns a decent 21 miles per gallon. So what I see is this is something that we call a performance hybrid. But this didn't come for many years after the Prius came. So this myth have actually made people feel that hybrids are slow. But now then going back to like Lexus. The 2025 Lexus NX350H from 0 to 60 gets 7.2 seconds and getting a combined 39 mpgs, which is a very good balance between efficiency and power. And then Toyota releases the 5th generation hybrid system with a powertrain that is lighter, more compact electric motors, and thanks to improved engine calibration, it produces more power and improved performance and drivability. When you look at the 1.8 offering, comparing to the 4th generation, it reduces the acceleration by 1.7 seconds. So definitely makes a vehicle a lot faster. And then for everyday driving, starting off the line at the red light, the electric motors do help give a push before the gas engine is able to give you the power to accelerate forward. If you are on a straight line, the car will feel sluggish at a certain point. The car will feel sluggish after you have the first push and then it slows down getting to 100. But then it is what it is, because how many of us are real race car drivers and we really need that performance? Well, the 5th generation definitely redefines this myth, as the Prius is no longer a slow vehicle. And I think that's where we're going to see the redefined hybrid systems. So the second myth is high maintenance costs. Well, people don't know about the technology, and in some ways you can see that things have changed now where hybrid vehicles sometimes is actually cheaper than the gas counterpart. And hybrids actually benefit from the regen braking, which reduces the wear of your brake compartments, so your brake pads can actually last 100,000 kilometers, and your engine often have fewer moving parts. So the likelihood of an issue is actually a lot less. And then if you think of it, there's no alternator to it as part of the newer generation hybrids. So definitely less parts, and really I think it's quite comparable. But then with that being said, I think it also depends on what brand and which hybrid system are you going to buy. There are certain brands that, yes, this myth may not be a myth. It may be an issue. So myth number 3 comes with only for city driving. So many believe that hybrid cars are only efficient in city driving, where we have stop and go traffic because of the regen braking system. Well, hybrids are indeed very efficient when you're driving in city, like from 40 kilometers, 60 kilometers, and they're designed also for the highway as well. They actually have great aerodynamics, they have low rolling resistant tires, and enhances fuel efficiency at higher speeds. And with the 5th generation system, you can actually cruise on the highway on pure electric much more than the 4th generation, making hybrids quite efficient even during highway driving. So we can come and look at the hybrid systems and compare them to the 4th and 5th generation and really compare them to the gas model to see how much more efficient are they. Let's get to it. So here we take the 2024 Camry versus the 2025. So the 4th generation hybrid, the gas model for 2024, and now the pure hybrid 5th generation 2025. So you can see here we have the LE hybrid trim, LE in the top quadrant of 2024, 51, 53, and 52 miles per gallon city, highway, and combined. And then when you look at the gas only, the LE, 28, 39, and 32. So you can see 32 combined with 52 is a big difference in the 2024 model year. Then we go look at higher trims, the XSC hybrid, XLE. You can see that 44, 47, 46, and 27, 38, and 31. So you can see that there is a big gap between the gas and the hybrid even on the 2024, which is the 4th generation. Below in 2025, we have the LE, XSC, and XLE. And when you look at the numbers, the LE, it's actually 1 miles per gallon less than the 2024 Camry. So then you would say, what does that mean? It's not as efficient. But you have to keep in mind that the performance of the 2025 is a little bit better than the 2024. The 2024 has roughly 200 horsepower, and from 0 to 60, it's 7.4 seconds. And when you look at the 2025 Camry XSC and all-wheel drive, you can get it at 6.8 seconds. So definitely, it's faster than the 2024. But then it's not faster than the 3.5-liter V6 that had 300 horsepower in the 2024, which that was like 5.8 seconds or something. But then if you compare the efficiency, that one is much lower, even lower than this like LE, like the 2.5-liter 4-cylinder gasoline. It is more for efficiency and not for performance, but I think that the 5th generation, the 2025 Camry, definitely does the balance of efficiency and performance. So battery replacement is the 4th myth, and I would say yes, people have seen on the news that some EVs, they cost $50,000, $60,000 to replace the battery, but you have to keep in mind those batteries are extremely large, and when you look at the hybrid batteries, they are much smaller. They're like less than 2 kilowatt hour batteries. So when you look at that size, it is much cheaper. I do have a video talking about how much these batteries cost to replace, and you're talking about a few $1,000s, like $2,000 to get it replaced, $2,000 to $3,000. But then when you look at it, there's also something that you need to keep in mind. The batteries are actually designed to last as like for the lifetime of the vehicle. And many manufacturers, like Toyota here, you can see that the hybrid system itself is 8 years warranty, not the 3 years that you get in the basic warranty, but the hybrid system does give you 8 years. And the battery gives you 120 months, which is 10 years of warranty, up to 150,000 miles. So are you really concerned? Unless you're the people who actually drive vehicles to like 300,000 miles to 1,000,000 miles. But again, if you really can drive it, I will say above 150,000 miles, replacing the battery shouldn't be that bad. is you've actually got your money's worth out of that battery. Follow me on Instagram at LSFT Videos. You can see updates on my experience with the NX450H Plus, which may not be shown on any future videos. You can reach out to me via direct messaging if you have any questions on your Lexus. If you like this video, you can provide me feedback in the comments below, like this video, share it with your friends. This definitely will help with the YouTube algorithms. Press the subscribe button and bell icon and get notified when new videos show up. And lastly, if you want to support me further, you can provide me a super thanks, or visit my Amazon storefront before you purchase anything from Amazon, or you can purchase products from the list on the items that I've been using with my vehicle or at home at no extra cost to you. And now let's continue with the video. So many say that the hybrid is the best of both worlds, have a gas engine, have EV related stuff. Plug-in hybrid's even better because you can drive on pure EV. But then they're saying that, oh, because now you have both components, it's actually not eco-friendly at all. But then I'm looking here right at greenercars.org. They actually do something called a green score, and EDX means Environmental Damage Index. So when you look at it, because it's not just purely driving it, it's also the production of it and all the other components. And you'll be surprised to see that the number one is actually the Toyota Prius Prime SE, with a damage of 0.57 index and a green score of 71. And then you would say, I know Tesla fans will say Teslas are more eco-friendly, right? So let me go in here and search for Tesla. So once we get to Tesla, you can see here, Tesla, the best one is 57 green score of a 0.94 environmental damage index. And that's the Model Y long range all-wheel drive. And it can go all the way to the Plaid with the Model S with 21-inch wheels to 1.28 damage, and that's 47 green score. So then, okay, let's look at where we have with Lexus here. So Lexus, the RZ300E is actually the most efficient. And just taking that out, the 300E with 18-inch wheels actually is the best BEV in the green score. You may think that, oh, this probably is all biased towards Toyota and Lexus because there's a lot of their products here, right? But the Mini is actually here as number 4 most green in this whole list. And then when you look at it, the BZ4X, RZ450E with the Prius, the hybrid. So when you look at it, the Prius here is, I think, the first real hybrid that in here, and the score is 65. Not bad at all. And then some of my subscribers will be curious about the NX. So the NX 450H Plus all-wheel drive, the vehicle I have, is an index of 62, and it's 0.78. It's better than all Teslas available on the market. And then we see Corolla hybrids, and I think the NX is also here somewhere. So the NX 350h all-wheel drive gets a 57 0.93, still better than any Tesla that you see on the market at this point. So some may argue this is not a good report, so I think we'll have to see. But this is just one index that actually gives you, is it eco-friendly? Hybrids are actually eco-friendly. Doesn't mean that electric vehicles are 100% clean, because there's production of the batteries and all the materials. All vehicle, any production of anything will have some environmental issues. All right, so I think that's a myth here, and I think this is how we've proved that it is definitely not eco-friendly. Another myth is you have to learn how to drive again. It's complicated. Well, I don't know how complicated it is. Hybrids are actually designed so that you can operate like any other vehicle. It's not like an electric vehicle where you need to plug it in. There's really nothing. As long as the gas engine and the high electric engine, they run by themselves, there's really no difference in driving experience. The thing that you may have a little bit of a difference is the regenerative braking. So if you really want to get the best mileage ever, then there's something that you need to, a trial and error, I would say, of driving it to get it the most efficient. But other than that, everything should be just exactly the same. This one's definitely interesting because when you look at the whole environment where we have hybrids, plug-in hybrids, EVs, gas-only vehicles, last year or the year before, I think this was a very strong myth here because a lot of manufacturers, OEMs, were going directly to battery electric vehicles. Like Ford actually went directly, GM was going directly, and then they're skipping the hybrid, where Toyota kept on saying that it's a multi-pronged approach, the hybrids are the stepping stone, and they continue to invest and translate all their gas models to hybrid-only models. Then the sales of EVs slowed down. After that, now manufacturers are now going back and really looking at their portfolio and now trying to push more hybrids out there. Some are just pushing purely plug-in hybrids, but some are also introducing hybrids. So definitely there is going to be more choice. So hybrids or not, no hybrids, it's very hard to say. And I think the terminology of hybrid is really just two different power sources. It could mean not just electric and petrol, right? It could actually be fuel cell and EV. I don't know. I think that there is a lot of room for alternative fuels and other fuels that other manufacturers are looking at. And when you look back at this chart, you can see that like where it's highlighted in blue, you see a lot of EV adoption. You can see that Hyundai, Volkswagen, BMW, and Mercedes, they have actually got a lot of EVs into the marketplace. But then when you shift over to the hybrid models, those numbers, other than Hyundai, doesn't have much room there. And then when you look at Toyota, 0.7%, that is very little of EVs being moved. And I think a lot of people, especially people who believe in EVs, are the ones saying that you're such a big company, but only 0.7% of EVs are being sold or being produced. But then when you look at the hybrid column, 18 models, and that's 38.4% of their inventory. So they are number one in the hybrids. And yes, maybe that is the reason why Toyota is pushing towards more hybrid, because they do believe that hybrids is the stepping stone. But it's a stepping stone to what? EVs or other alternative fuel vehicles. Do let me know if you know more hybrid myths and what do you think about the ones that I pointed out in this video. I hope that you found that this video was informative, and until next video, drive safely. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please comment, like, share this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon to get notified when new videos are posted. And if you'd like to support this channel, you can provide me a super thanks. And until next time, cheers.